Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Phil, and who are you?
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Sam.
The lovely Samantha is joining me today to check out some New Order for the first time.
Yeah, this is something new for us. I've never even heard of New Order, so this will be fun.
You've never heard of New Order?
No.
That makes two of us.
I was like, should I have? But we do a little bit of insight research prior to, reviewing the song because we want to make sure we understand, where the group came from, stuff like that. And this is electric dance kind of music. No?
Yeah. Apparently this was kind of innovative, and it was new for its time period. 1983, cool. I believe.
I think that's when it said it first came out.
Is when it came out, and
this is the official music video.
Yeah. So no idea what to expect with this one, other than I think we're gonna get some of that unique drum kit sound that the 80s is known for. Every time we get into an 80s video now, it's like it's always present there. Not all the time, but it's very, very popular.
More often than not.
And that changed the game, I think, from the standpoint of using synthesizers and different techniques for creating music, right? It really started to bring in that electronic vibe in general,
yeah.
I feel like more. Anyways, let's get into some Blue Monday by New Order.
Let's do it.
This is wild. I'm just like picturing myself being in a club in the 80s and being on the dance floor, because this must have been all over the dance floor.
This sounds familiar to me, so I feel like I may have...
Sounds familiar to you?
Yeah, I've definitely heard...
Did you travel back in time?
No, but...
You were going to the clubs back in the 80s? Because I never heard this in any of the clubs that I went to.
I feel like it's not the entire thing, but bits and pieces of it. I don't know if it was like... I also used to go to these like way back playback nights that were all these like techno dance beats from like historical periods. Okay. So I feel like
learn something new every day.
Yeah, that was like in my very early on club days. Honestly, maybe even might have been underage, but I think like this is the kind of stuff they would mix in all the time. So maybe from that, or maybe a movie. I feel like this might have been featured in a movie.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
But anyways, the video is tripping me out. In the beginning, I thought they were showing somebody's human feet, and I was like, ew, I don't want to see this. And then I realized it was a dog, and I was like, oh, okay, that's totally okay.
Yeah, Sam's okay with dogs, not people.
Dog feet. Here for it. But the dog is so cute.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part so far.
That's your favorite part?
The dog.
Of the video?
Yeah, of the video, yeah.
Yeah. Wild production techniques, just blowing me away.
Like, the video or the song?
No, the song.
Yeah, but even the video, like it's just like this like almost stop motion like flash kind of technology they're using, which is really cool too.
Yeah, it's creative, but I'm more referring to the production side of the song itself. Like so many innovative production techniques. I could see, like I said, being on the dance floor and this being something that people really haven't heard much of.
Super innovative.
And just having such a great groove and vibe to it, so that you get on that dance floor. And
it's
got
like
these
the origin of like electronic dance music, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's the case, but you could definitely argue that it was an innovator for that, I feel like. And, you know, the use of different drum techniques, but keeping the same steady rhythm throughout, really, really cool. Obviously, you know, the electronic synth kind of sound, really, really coming through. But I'm really impressed with the clarity and how everything sounds so clean from a production standpoint. It really has a lot of pop to it and sounds very vibrant, which I think gives it that real dance appeal. But I'm impressed with, you know, seeing how this probably transpired and these techniques that they were using transpired into the 90s and even maybe the early 2000s as well, because I feel like while we were listening to this, I could picture this even being used, some of these sounds from like the drum beat and stuff, to songs that I was listening to or hearing on the radio and stuff like in the 90s.
Yeah. I also think it's really cool because
like, you know, those big shiny tunes CDs and those mix CDs and stuff. I feel like there were songs on there that had remnants of this.
Yeah. I also think it's really cool that it's so catchy and captivating, but it's not like a verse chorus kind of stand out.
The structure,
Yeah.
So, all right, let's go back. Finish the same way we started.
Balancing on the tennis ball with a little pause.
So for me, as you know, we were going through this song more, I really started to envision how this would have played out going into the future. We did another song from D-Light, Groove is in the Heart. I feel like that was, you know, the next stage in that process where, you know, she took kind of a hip hop vibe off this electronic sound and blended the two together, but it wasn't like really heavy or anything. I feel like it reflected a lot of this. And so that's like kind of the innovation. I could also picture like some breakdancing vibes coming out of this from these like beat breaks and, you know, the beat drop and the switch and all that kind of stuff. And like, I felt like I needed to start busting out the robot dance or something. Well, you know, listening to this. Yeah, that's what I could picture people doing on the dance floor. I have no idea if that's accurate or not, but it was just cool to kind of picture and see how this played out. Because I even have see people use this formula today, in music, right? Like this is kind of, this is a long time ago, but this is how we kind of arrived where we are today with this mold of structuring and making music, right?
Yeah. Well, we even did the Pentatonics 90s dance medley, right? And even the songs from the 90s in those, like, I feel like also kind of reflect a later on version of something like this.
Agreed.
Cool.
Well, that's what I was saying about that, the vibe I was getting into the 90s about some of those songs, right?
Yeah.
So did you like the vibe? I was not paying attention a ton to the video in the second half because I was really trying to
like
listen to the drum usage that they had and the beats, the way they were switching it up to keep it creative throughout the whole 4 minutes. But did you want to highlight anything that you saw in the video?
Well, it's just crazy to me. Like, I feel like it's very, like, you have to have a different type of brain to like come up with this as your creative visual for, like, how do you even think of that?
Well, you
know
can say the same for a lot of the 60s and the 70s stuff too, right?
Yeah. But I just mean, like, it's so stop-start with so many different moving pieces in this that it's like to come up with that and like envision that in your head for this is how you wanted this to turn out. Like, I don't even know how that person got to that conclusion. So,
well, it's interesting, right? Because maybe, obviously it still took creativity and you needed to approach music a certain way. But when you get into some of the synth use and more the digitized portions of music, maybe it takes you less time to put together the music component side of things. Like if you're making a composition like Led Zeppelin or something like that, there's a lot of moving parts that go into the song, right? Between each musician and the song as a whole. Whereas if you're just putting together something that's more digitized or electronic sounding, it's just maybe one person that's doing a lot of the work and creating this composition of sound. So maybe from that standpoint, you have more time to work on the creativity from the visualizing standpoint and the videos and, maybe, how you're going to market it or whatever, right? So sometimes I feel like today that's the issue, right? Is like,
well, I don't know about this time period, but I feel like later on, like a lot of the times it wasn't even the artist coming up for the visual, the video concept, right? It's like you bring in somebody external who's a specialist who's going to do your video concept for you.
Yeah. I just feel like, we're at this time period in the 80s, maybe, we're still transitioning from, music in the 60s and the 70s that was more encompassing in terms of a composition from the music standpoint.
Yeah, for sure.
And as we're getting into the 80s, we're changing more into videos and stuff. So the focus is switching from less, intricate compositions musically, because that's what you only had the sonic side of things, right?
You couldn't do anything visual.
Now you have the visual side of things. So you're going to put more effort into the visuals and maybe not spend as much time on the listening component. And I wonder if that was indicative of the time period. Anyways,
maybe.
Anyways, we're just rambling about random stuff here, not about New Order so much. You like the song though?
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Like I said, I thought it was very cool, and I could picture this being a club banger from
Phil's
back
going to
in
be
the 80s.
jamming out to this later on Saturday night.
I don't know about that. I think it was great, but I'm just more trying to place myself in the decade that it was really popular. And although I'm sure people are still jamming out to this today, I mean, if you were growing up and this came on and you were out doing your thing and listening to it at the time, it's definitely a staple as a part of your life now.
I honestly feel like, I don't know, maybe I could be wrong. I haven't been to a club in a really long time, but I honestly feel like if you were at a more techno, electro, dance kind of club, you could totally use this now as a transition song, as a DJ from one song to another.
I don't disagree. I was just getting at that if you grew up listening to this and this came on now,
you'd probably be
like,
off.
even if you're in your 60s, you'd be like, exactly, jam it out, no problems. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed our reaction. Make sure you hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do subscribe. Not everybody that watches our videos is subscribed. There's a high number that aren't. So we want to make sure that you are part of our channel going forward tomorrow when we drop 2 more videos. Hopefully you take that decision to hit that notification bell.
Come join us.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you then.